IVM.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Geek Fruit with fellow and television geeks Tejas, Jishnu and Dinkar as they discuss the world of science fiction and nerd culture.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Welcome guys to a brand new episode of the TFG Indian Football Podcast. Joining me is Chiranjeet via phone call. Chiranjeet, how is your mood? Now it was expected the semi-finals to be held at Guwahati, and
Yes.
most likely if it would have gone ahead, it would have been a bit, disappointing to see the pitch how it was in the last game. But thankfully there is good news. The semi-final has been moved from Guwahati to YBK Kolkata, the Salt Lake Stadium, which brings good news. At least we'll see some good quality football on a good quality pitch.
Well, you asked me how I'm feeling about this, right?
Yeah.
So let me tell you a story, okay? Because this has been yesterday was a roller coaster, and it was a very mixed experience for me in many ways. So I had booked a train ticket to go from Kolkata to Guwahati right after watching the Brazil-Germany game. So at night at 10 p.m. the Brazil versus Germany game got over. I was planning to come back to home quick, get a quick nap, and 6 in the morning I would get on a train and go to Guwahati to watch the semi-final between Brazil and England. So what happened was that I had actually left Guwahati that very day to come and see the second semi-final, because I had seen the fourth quarter-final. I had seen the third quarter-final in Guwahati the previous night, right? So I was so knackered and so tired and so hungover from the previous night's boozing. I decided, I cannot take it. I cannot just get on a train and go for a 17-18 hour journey right now, because it would kill me basically. So it broke my heart, but I cancelled my trip and I just stayed in Kolkata. I was like, yeah, okay, but win or lose, Brazil will come back for the third place match. And then in the end, afternoon, the news suddenly broke. I think ABP News broke it, and suddenly the match had been moved to where I was, and I was super duper elated. So were a lot of other people, because logistically this makes a lot of sense. Both Brazil and England are going to play on Saturday, whether they win the semi-finals or lose. Or you can check how the crowd situation was in Guwahati. It wasn't the most inspiring turnout throughout the tournament, and the pitch did look like a horse stable, man. It looked like a kushti ka akhada basically when Mali and Ghana played. And if you want to have Brazil and England play in a high quality Latin American versus European face-off in a World Cup semi-final, just imagine, this is happening in India. India is hosting a World Cup, for God's sake. If a semi-final is happening on a bad pitch, what are you going to say? People will tune in from all over the world. What will they say about India, basically? So I think they took a good decision, because the rains were still going on. Kolkata also saw rains, but the rains in Kolkata stopped the day before the quarterfinal match, and it has not rained since. So they have the chance to repair the pitch and make it good again for Saturday. Sorry, even for tomorrow. Yeah, and if you saw the match between Brazil and Germany, you would notice that a lot of repair work had been done on the pitch already. But it's still raining in fits and starts in Guwahati. If it's still raining, you cannot start working on repairing the pitch, because it all just gets messed up. And if it keeps raining, the training grounds are also suffering the same fate. So where will the teams train? Where will the teams play? The Guwahati pitch accumulates a lot of water. The drainage system is not the best in the country. And if you have a game like Mali versus Ghana between Brazil and England, that is going to be the worst face you put forward for Indian football. Okay, this just was not working out. So they decided to move it. And okay, I support it. people went crazy over here. Okay, people went crazy. The building I'm in, like other people from other floors, they know I'm in media. They just started knocking on my door. Ticket kidhar milega? You know, and I was like, I'm just as confused as you. This just came out. So, yeah, obviously FIFA made that declaration that tickets will be sold online from 8:30, and I was a bit apprehensive about how it's going to turn out. And look at what happened. Like, I was on a queue. I was on the digital online queue to get tickets for my family from 6:30 for 2 hours. I got into the site around 7:30, and then the place order button did not work for me on Kazunga. And I kept trying. After a while, it logged me out. So I could not purchase it then. I had been on queue from a second device. I managed to get in. I put in for order for 2 tickets. It deducted my payment, and there was no confirmation for tickets. This happened with several people. There were so many people clogging that server that it could not handle. And you have to be sympathetic towards Kyazunga, because this all happened on a moment's notice. They had to set this all up. FIFA called them and told them, ho raha hai bhai, abhi let's start, let's do this. And within a day, they were doing it. With such a high-profile match, and especially with Brazil playing in Kolkata, the kind of rush that's going to be, it's unreal.
Yeah, because there's something which was not planned for, and you have to get this at the highest level with the shortest duration that is available at your hand. It becomes chaotic, and plus there's no excuse. You can't say, okay, we were ill prepared for this, but it has to be done. Because it's the last 3 games remaining, in the last 3-4 games remaining in the World Cup, and then something this was not foreseen, and you didn't have a backup plan. But all in all, it's great news that at least the pitch where we'll see the semi-final happening will be of the best quality. And yes, the ticketing part will be a bit messed up, but I think everybody's trying the best. We see messages going out on social media saying that many people were able to purchase tickets. So please be patient and try to get them.
Yeah, well, they will try to get them, and I think a lot of people did. It took 4 hours. Many people could not buy the tickets. Many people got their payment deducted, but did not get the tickets. But the tickets got sold. Those who were lucky got it, and it was done by 4 hours, I think. So the online available tickets are sold. The remaining tickets will be sold from East Bengal, Mohun Bagan and Mohammedan Sporting tents, the club grounds or whatever. They have the ticket counters built into the stadiums that they have, so they will be used for selling those tickets. There were people talking about camping outside the stadiums, man. Like last night, I think a couple of my friends were already talking about let's go out. It's 2 a.m. Let's go out. Let's spend a night outside Mohan Bagan ground, and we will wait for the counter to open. So all that stuff is going on. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, this can only happen in Kolkata, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, if this happened in Kochi, I think you would have a lot bigger problem, because again everybody would try to get in, and the seats would be far less.
Yeah.
Here you have 65 or 66,000 tickets will be put on the market. And by the way, this morning, the tickets sold out last night. But apparently this morning there was a more than 1 lakh queue to get to the website. This morning. Kal ho gaya, abhi bhi log line laga ke khada hai on the website. This does not make sense. People have gone absolutely crazy. But that's what you do. It's Brazil. You saw how the crowd reacted. It was the best game in the World Cup so far. You give the city a bonus Brazil game, it's going to go crazy. But I do feel for people of Guwahati. I'm pretty sure they were saving their last hurrah for this game. It was a brilliant matchup. A friend's family picked up 10 tickets. I helped them pick it up, and now they were calling me up what to do, where to get refund. A lot of chaos is happening. So A refund process is, I think, underway already at the ticket counters. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, really. You know, people in Guwahati would be disappointed, understandably, for this move. Imagine if I had got on that train, despite everything, to get to Guwahati to watch this match. I would have been cursing the hell out of FIFA for doing this, because I would be stuck in city and they would have just moved it out. I got lucky in that way. I got lucky in the sense that I stayed in Kolkata and the match came to Kolkata. But I'm unlucky in the sense that my family won't get to be there. They will get to be in the final, at least. And so that's my consolation. Yeah. But this one I could not pull off. Yeah. So that's what's happening right now. So it's all crazy, man. And in the end, it just adds to the narrative. You have people breaking the server of a major ticket distributor for a football match in India. I can't help but imagine that this does leave a positive impression about the country's football fan base. And if I was the one working on AIF's bid for the Under-20 World Cup, I would be taking notes like crazy. I would be including all this shit, how within a day's notice or within a few hours' notice, they can sell out a game in India. I'm not very sure if this has ever happened before in India. Yeah. On a short notice, you sell out an entire match. This may be a first in Indian football history. Yeah. So, and in that way, it's very significant as well.
Yeah, that's something that's very positive to see from the Indian crowd. The reception that we've got towards the World Cup, and obviously, it should not end with the World Cup. And then AIFF has taken steps. And yesterday, we got the announcement that Under-13 Youth League of the national level will be inaugurated, and that will be the first time that the under-13 will be playing at under the AIFF. So under-15 has already kicked off, and this will be it's the third season, I believe, that they will be playing this time, and also the under-18. So altogether, around 206 teams will be participating across the 3 youth age groups, which is a great positive sign, Chiranjit.
See, it's a multi-layered plan, right? They started with under-18, they added under-15 later, and now they're adding under-13. This puts, you can just see how the other local associations were preparing for this. Mizoram announced an under-13 league a couple of months back, right? So they were preparing for this itself. So that shows how a structural process to reach out to the grassroots is underway. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Give it a year or two, AIFF will announce a under-11 league, and then they will announce a under-9 league.
Yeah, the baby league.
The baby league and all that stuff. We do need a national baby league. Yeah. We do need that to happen, and maybe we should have that league reach out to districts as well and create a streamlined system where you have kids who are doing well even at the district level. Get the data sent forward to the state association, from where the big clubs can, get access to the data, and then they can say okay, this kid from this interior district, he looks good, but so we need to pick him up. And even at 9, 10, at that age, you have major clubs and academies coming in and taking all the people. So I hope AIFF does this properly. It asks all major clubs and academies to field their teams in under-13, under-11, under-9, and whatever it is. It should be mandatory. It should be for boys and girls both. And they should have they should sign some major statistics company that works on all of these matches and keeps keeping a very detailed record of what each and every player is doing. This is one way to counter age fudging as well, because a player enters the system at the age of 7 or 8. That goes a long way. So all of these things will work together, and you will have a proper, comprehensive sports development structure in place in football, and yeah, that's when we can start having big dreams. That's when we can start tracking, let's say, 10,000 talented kids from the age of 8, and by the age of 18, we will have 100 at least kids who can really go a long way in terms of representing India at the world stage.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. And on that note, we will head on to a break. And on the other side, we've got news coming in from the senior national team that's preparing to face Myanmar in the AFC Asian Cup. All that we'll talk about on the other side of the break.
Shunyawan, 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 Shunyawan.
$1 billion acquisition. Another copycat startup got formed.
No, the tech world in India is surely moving double the speed of this voiceover.
Tune in to Shunya One every Tuesday to catch us talking to the smartest people we know on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Welcome back, guys, after the break. And as we said before going to the break, that the Myanmar squad, the team from Myanmar is already put out. Chiranjit, some great new additions. In the striking department, we've got Hitesh Sharma, who represented Mumbai FC last season. So that's a good sign there. And who's coming in, I think, remaining.
Because Jairu is back.
Because Jairu is back. Pranay Haldar is there. That's great addition. Great to see them back.
He's recovered from his injury, I think, by now. So,
that's fantastic. That just adds firepower to the midfield.
Yeah. It looks good, man. I mean, I don't know why CK Vinith was dropped. I think that's because he's with the preseason or whatever the reason may be. I don't think you drop a player because he's in the preseason. Okay, some decision that Constantine took that will only be clear with the way we will see things turn out later. I think he has given Hitesh Sharma and others, Alan Deary, he has taken them into the squad. I think it's more to see them. It looks like India will not be going too top heavy against Myanmar. I think the focus has gone back to midfield. There will be one or two target men at any stage of the game, and possibly have a midfielder go up and be a target man if necessary. So maybe not a two-striker approach here. That's why he has decided to leave CK Vinith with the Kerala Blasters for the time being, and he has brought in these others just to see them around in the camp. And see if they can pull it off in the future. I don't expect Hitesh Sharma to play.
Obviously,
but,
it's difficult that he will see some time on the field. But again, being part of the camp obviously helps, and age is on his side, and this is going to go a long way for him and others. And especially, I'm looking at the goalkeeper department here. Subrata Paul, Amrinder Singh and Vishal Kaith are the other options apart from Gurpreet Singh. I hope we see someone get a trial over there because, yes, we know we already made it to the 2019 Asian Cup, and this is the time that we can't let it go easily. We can't take it to our heart that we've qualified, that we can just let it go past us. And Stephen Constantine also mentioned that we want to finish on top of this group. We want to hold on to that first place to have better chances to have a favorable pool in our favor. So let's hope that one of these goalkeepers do get a chance at least for some time. And
I mean, maybe not in this game, because we do need to win this one. It's an Asian qualifier, so it carries a lot of points. So we cannot hope to drop. I mean, we cannot even afford to drop points in this one. We beat them away from home. We should go harder. It was not easy, by the way. We almost ended up in a draw. We got a last minute goal from Sunil Chetri. Big man stepped up, and he got us the win. And by the way, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu was so crucial in that game. He made those incredible saves to keep us in the game when early on there was some pressure from Myanmar. By the way, plug here, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu's exclusive interview with us is up, so check it out. The episode went up yesterday. So yeah, it's obviously Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. I fully expect him to play there, but as you said, Kevin, we need somebody to be groomed and ready just in case we need a second goalkeeper in the Asian Cup, and also SAF Championship. I'm thinking, I'm looking at this as maybe these three goalkeepers are auditioning for game time in SAF Championship, which is happening in September. So maybe Gurpreet will be like given a day's rest or two if we are playing somebody like Bhutan or Sri Lanka or something like that. So yeah, that's what is happening here, and it's good to see that those tournaments are almost a year out, and Constantine is already preparing for all of that. So good, it's nice. It's a game in Goa. Obviously I mysteriously booked a train ticket to Goa 2 weeks ago, for undisclosed reasons. Which just happened to be around the same time as the national team match, so go figure. And it's all happening. I'm excited for this match.
All right. So that was it for today's edition of the TFG Indian Football. We will catch you again tomorrow with more news and topics on Indian football. And also, tomorrow is the day when the semi-finals happen. So it's a great way to we will be previewing those semi-finals that are happening. One is at 5 o'clock. The kickoff is at obviously the Salt Lake Stadium, as we spoke about, and the second one between Mali and Spain, that's kicking off at 8 o'clock. That's happening at Navi Mumbai D.Y. Patil Stadium. If you're listening to us on YouTube, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and do comment to let us know your thoughts on whatever topics we spoke about today. And the podcast is also available on major podcasting apps like SoundCloud, iTunes. Do download the IVM Podcast app. It's available on Android and iOS. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care.
That was Tantrik Steve from Hansraj College, Delhi, performing at IIT Bombay's Mood Indigo. Just like them, there's a lot of new talent and art coming out of colleges all across India, but unfortunately most of this goes completely unnoticed or ignored. To fix this, we started atkt.in. Hi, I'm Ankur, I'm a musician and a rapper, and I found that one of the best things about being an artist myself is finding new talent. Through atkt.in, Tanya, my colleague who's a dancer, and our whole team really is putting all of our efforts into discovering and promoting all the coolest talent that's coming out of colleges all across India. And this goes up on our website, our social media, TV, radio, and now, of course, this podcast with IVM. Make sure you go to our website, support the talent with your likes, your shares, your comments. All of that really matters. Go ahead, check it out. atkt.in.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी.
बोलिए मैडम.
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, थिंग्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है, माय नेबर जकरबर्ग है और द फैन गराज है. आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम. आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप. सब आपकी उंगलियों पे.